Hi everyone, it's August 18, 2021, and let's begin with the Philippine market update. Okay, for the news, let's just read the headlines. The Department of Trade and Industry wants the Philippine quarantine restrictions to be eased after August 20. This is a positive surprise because the market actually assumed that we will be in lockdown pressure. The Department of Trade and Industry rather see quarantine restrictions eased, allowing more people to work. Entrepreneurship prefers stronger measures to be implemented in Metro Manila, like limiting the movements of unvaccinated people to preserve the benefits of the lockdown. DTI Secretary Mon Lopez said ECQ, the national capital, should transition to modified ECQ later this week. Although he clarified this final decision will be up until the IATF for more clarity. The Employees Confederation of the Philippines pushed for reopening on the economy after August 20, saying it wants people to return to work to prevent them from going hungry. That is what we are balancing when IATF meets this week. We will look at the latest data. If this is a manageable threat, even if it's still slightly on the high side, there's no risk of a huge uncontrollable surge. Granular lockdowns. I believe we want to de-escalate the MECQ and enforce strict granular lockdowns instead. For Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, Joey Concepcion, he earlier pushed for a 2-week lockdown to prevent a surge with even worse economic consequences. However, there should be stronger measures to avoid wasting the gains made under ECQ. Implementing stronger measures during the ECQ and NCR, even if it is extended, will preserve the benefits of the lockdown. It will also prevent us from compromising what we have already achieved so far. We are also pushing for establishment in NCR, such as malls, restaurants, and others, to allow only fully vaxxed individuals so that we can create safer bubbles. For dining areas, fully vaxxed restaurant crew serving fully vaxxed dining customers. This will limit the movements of the unvaccinated unless work-related for their protection. So we are seeing actually worldwide that they don't want to go to another ECQ, but it's just really additional vaccination measures. Let's take a look what happened to the markets. The markets, after selling off last week, last Friday, actually surged a momentous rally this last 2 days. 3 days already. PSEI is now trading at 6,680, up 118 points or up 1.81%. Let's take a look at this from the charts. We could see that it was a recovery from a huge drop to actually a recovery back to the mean. Notice from just the last week, there is a drop here. August 13, last Friday, from 6,564 all the way to 6,3, and on Thursday from 6,6. Recently, we just actually closed this 2-day drop in the last 3 days. So this is more of a mean to reversion. At the same time, the drop was actually insinuated by index rebalancing efforts. So far in the index, you could see new entrants like Emperador, who was kicked out, actually bouncing back. Let's take a look at that chart. Emperador dropping in the last few days. Here for the last 2 days, dropping from as high as 15 pesos all the way to 12 pesos 20 cents and resuming back up to 15 or 16 pesos today, which really suggests just a return from their index exclusion. And then let's take a look at what happened with ASEN. We are seeing a turn of events. After rallying from that index inclusion with ASEN, we are seeing a sell-off naman. So it is quite suggesting to us that for the ASEN, despite strength, there is a potential double top seen here at about 10 pesos and here at about 9.66. Although supports can still be seen here at about 8 pesos and 7 pesos, it's likely to consolidate just as what happened for the last 8 months already for ASEN. Let's take a look as well for some big index movers today. Index movers, SM rallying to 1,000 pesos, SM Prime 35 pesos, Ayala Land 34 pesos, JG Summit 60.7, Ayala Corp 728. BDO is 112.8, Metrobank is 46.2, BPI is 84. Globe is 21.34, Bloomberry is 5.8, Jollibee is 195, Aboit is Power 24.95, URC 141.6, MPI 3.9, San Miguel 112, AGI 49.8, ICT 184, AEV 40 bucks, Robinson's Retail 50, LTG 9 pesos. So what you could see is that the general movement of the market has been concentrated in the largest index movers as well. SM Prime, this was a rally after a consequent drop. This is just actually negating that 2-day drop in the last 3 days. Take note what happened to SMPH as well, the same thing, negating the drop and then a rally. So it's just back to normal. AC hasn't rallied back to the normal. The normal is about 750. So this can still rally from 7 to 8 back to about 750. Let's take a look at Ayala Land from about 34, also just rallying back to 34. BDO rallying further. So actually it's a resumption to normal. So back to normal. BPI, Metro Bank, BPI also back to normal. Metro Bank still lagging behind, still lower than your previous drops, but it could rally to about 47. So still just back to the market rally. I would assume that the market is also gonna sell if PSEI is trading at about 6.7 and 6.8. So we're already trading at 6.680. Even if we rally again tomorrow, expect some resistances hovering there. So this is a movement on the upside, but still we are capped. The market is seeing growth, especially with your AGI and your Emperador. So here you could see resilience on AGI. We haven't seen outperformance though, so we'll see whether AGI can break above 10 as the movement of Emperador is trading at all-time highs. Now, let's take a look at Monde Nissin. Monde Nissin is actually resilient, now trading at 16 pesos. Converge and Ascend still resilient, but I would assume consolidation is happening within the stocks. Globe rallying to about 2,134, but actually nearing their 3-year resistance of about 2,200. So take note, utilities, Meralco has been defensive, but almost always at about 300 pesos, we have been seeing quite resistance on Meralco. So what are the biggest index movers? 5.2 billion. Index gainers for the day is Bloomberry, 5% up. Let's take a look at Bloomberry. Bloomberry is still stuck in a downtrend. 3 months forward, it's still actually just recovering. Still see a resistance here at about 6 pesos and 7 pesos. Although there is that happy movement today on your Jollibees, still see a resistance here on your reopening stocks. So it's a bumpy recovery. We could see bumpy recovery on your restaurant sector. Pizza is still trying to recover. Jollibee is still trying to recover. DNL, it's going up, but still have resistances. In general, I'd say that the Philippine market is far from over, still stuck in an index range. After a rally to about 6.8, I do think that there will be more selling pressure rather than buyers. So quite a fast news today, just short today. And see you again next week for the Philippine market update. Thank you very much. Bye.